I wake up every morning when I walk around my neighborhood. I walk around my town in which I live in the United States here and say to myself, what is it that we have done so bad that we deserve the treatment that we get living in the Congo or living in Africa? I look at the roads that they've built here and I go different places. I see all the car dealerships. I see better roads. I see all of these infrastructures that attract most Africans to move from the continent of Africa to America or to the West. And I say, well, if all of us keep moving here, and how many of us are going to be left to look after our own country? Who are replacing us when we move from Africa to the West? Who are taking over our responsibilities? Those are the questions that I've been asking myself for quite some time, and every time I ask myself those questions, I barely seem to have a straight answer because the narrative has been repetitive and people are repeating the same pattern over and over. But the bad thing is that a lot of people that live in the diaspora, they don't oftentimes tell the truth. They want to convey information to their loved ones or to their friends to create an image that is unrealistic, pumping their heart so fast to the point where they are willing to sacrifice everything they have ever worked for to move to the West to look for this amazing opportunities and to this promised land. But then when you get here, you look around and see the buildings and the skyscrapers, but then you realize this is the government job, or maybe the working class taxpayers have made these projects possible. It's not one individual who built all of this. It's actually a collective effort that enabled these infrastructures construction to become possible. Well, why is it that we cannot do the same thing back in our own country? Because most of us do not believe in a collective effort. Some of you remember one of my previous videos. It was actually a live stream, if I'm not mistaken, where I talked about how Congolese hate the idea of doing business together. It's because we have been conditioned since the colonial time not to trust each other when it comes down to business, because they know the strength and they know the power of getting together, of working together. And they know if these people will let them work together, they're going to be a powerful alliance that's going to threaten our empire or our financial position that we already have ahead of them. Therefore, we have to create all of this distortion to have them believe that they cannot trust each other in doing businesses. But I came today with a different message to tell y'all that that's not always the case. We can change the narrative. It is possible that there are some people you cannot trust. It is possible that there are some Africans who are dishonest and they cannot be trusted whatsoever to do business with. So are some white people, some Hispanic, and all other race out there. The problem, though, is you need to associate yourself with the people who share the same values as you do, with the people who have the same entrepreneurial mindsets that you hold. And when you join hands, eventually you will end up building or doing something better. In terms of doing businesses, you only can do business with people that are business oriented. You can never talk business to someone who only believes in going to college, getting a degree, and finding a job. Entrepreneurship, it's something that probably will bring a lot more stress on their life, and they do not want to deal with that. They do not want to be in a position where they're making all the decisions. They do not want to be in a position where their ideas can contribute to the advancement of their society or of the company. They just want to be given orders to do what to actually use the skills that they learn in college through their employer. And that's fine too, because if all of us has to become entrepreneur and we have nobody left to actually do our work for us, we kind of need the working class to help us build businesses that we want to build. But when we're talking about associating ourselves with the same Africans or Congolese, particularly to do business with them, well, you will, number one, have to network, have to connect with people. The connection process or networking could take some time. And that's why patience is very crucial when we're talking about doing business. Don't waste your time talking to people who are not sharing the same values and ideas when it comes down to investing back in the country. Do not even waste time talking to people like that. You could actually spend time and make efforts to convince people that you believe have potentials to do much greater things in the countries. Those are the people you want to go after, not necessarily because you want to associate yourself with them, but you see something in them that they probably don't see for themselves, that you can actually help them implement it in real life and do something with it. There are Africans who moved from the continent of Africa with no way of return. They want to move here, they want to live their life here, they don't want to think about the struggle, period. And that's fine too. As if the struggle does not exist here in America, okay? I think there are tons of channels out there that show the struggles that happen in the American society. I live in Quakertown. It's one of the suburbs from the Philadelphia city. And every time I go to Philadelphia, there are certain areas in Philadelphia, if I film it and publish it, you probably won't believe that this is in America. But we have neighborhoods like that. Every time I come in front of the screen and have this type of conversation with you guys is because I care about the growth of our African community. I care about the growth of our Congolese entrepreneurship, and I want us to do better than we do. I feel like we have been doing a poor job in spreading the message. Some people probably have the same mindset as we do, but they do not have the push. The reason why I'm using my YouTube platform to bring everybody together and possibly work together so we can build the greater community of young entrepreneurs, of business or of diaspora and business, people that change the narrative in the continent of Africa, to let others know that you can be African and also be successful, because we have done so much, we have contributed so much to the West that we do not even have anything left to offer to our own country of origins. And whenever I think about that, it makes me feel guilty. And sometimes growing up with my parents or growing up in Africa, we really do not have, much of a choice, because your parents are taking care of you, they're sending you to school. We were not young, old enough to know like the world, to see the world the same way I view it now. And I believed in the things that I believe, and I hated every single day I woke up in the Congo because I did not know the potentials that the country had. It only took me more than 10 years of living in America to kind of realize how important and how much of opportunities that I left behind to come here to a country where almost everything is basically done. And they're continuing to use the technology to continue to keep people lazy. They want you to get up, go to work, come home, wait for a paycheck, sit home all day, watch TV, getting fat. That's all they want you to do. They want to build robots so you don't have to get up and walk to your own fridge to grab a bottle of beer or a wine or a water or juice or whatever the case may be. They want you to keep spending all this money because these people have such entrepreneurial mindset that read people's mind. They're looking at the way the future is moving. They want to actually do more to contribute to human lives, to make our lives easier, which we appreciate. But doing so much so can also lead to a lot of disadvantages, to where some people need that physical activity to get up and get their steps going. I do not want to purchase a robot to go grab my beer where I can just do it by myself. Spending $1,000 or more on a robot, probably someone like me will never do it. But I want to create more opportunities to people that need it the most. And I'm not going to create that here because I've seen a lot of industry that are flourishing here in America, and most of them draw their sources from elsewhere, from Africa, like all these chocolate companies. They get the fruits from Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, and all these other African countries. But where the resources are available, people don't see those opportunities there. But the people here enjoy it way so much than we actually do. What can we do to change all of that? I want every single one of you to intervene in the comment section down below to let me know what you think is the best approach, what you think is the best thing to do to kind of change the narrative. I may have an answer, but it may not always be the right one. So I'm opening this conversation to you guys, and I hope to see the reaction from every single one of you in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for this little episode. I really do appreciate you all. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you have not already. And remember to turn on the notification bell so when I release a video, you get notified. And please hit the like button to fight the YouTube algorithm. Until the next video, I'll see you guys later. Peace.